just 1 of 3 from the field so far in the ball game. Here's Browne with a pull-up J. That's a 2. His foot was on the line. Mountaineers a year ago. They've come back to tie it here in round 2. Browne with a pull-up. It's good. West Virginia back on top.
Big time answer.
And with Chuck Bryant not scoring, you get the sense if Kevin Jones doesn't score, who will? Well, maybe there's an answer. Gary Browne, Gary Browne all alone, the left-hand layup. That doesn't happen very often.
Shot clock down to 3. Oh, what a basket!
Chuck Bryant forces one. And the long rebound taken by Browne. He flips it up and in.
What great hustle and anticipation.
Because both teams take their time. Mike Bray with that burn offense, but West Virginia very patient looking to score.
Browne thought about it and decided. And Browne knocks it away from Tom Knight, who's trying to sneak behind the Mountaineer defense. Browne slipped and still got it in. Gary might have probably going to get open.
So Keaton Miles early going to the bench. Here's a steal. Gary Browne off the run out puts it in.
Let's see, Woodall penetrated a little.
Hines with a nice move to the baseline, but overshot, but there to pick it up and put it in. Taylor has to be careful against Kalichli. He's already got 3 fouls. And again, the ball rolls West Virginia's way, and down it goes for Gary Browne.
You know, it's a great alert.
Double team in the baseline. That's a great press break right there, and there's no defense back as Gary Browne is able to put it in. Would that be
Jack Cooley on the front cover of the USA Today Sports.
No, exactly.
Here's Browne on the drive, able to get it to go. Outstanding move by the freshman.
Has the 1 rebound, 3 of 11 shooting tonight. He sets the screen. They kick it outside to Browne. Instead, the air ball, and there's an opportunity for. Shot clock's at 10 as we approach the 8-minute mark. Gary Browne swirling and scoring. 12.
Enough time for West Virginia even to get that many drives at it.
That ends the 11-0.
Block. That's his more comfortable spot. Doesn't like taking that foul line jumper. Gary Browne, the floater.
Gary Browne.
Reticent to 3 from behind the arc. Cross court, Bryant with the tough catch. The 3 ball is good by Gary Browne.
Jones, high arcing 3 out of the corner. Gary Browne sneaks in. He's a good rebounder.
Browne to Browne. Now Kalichli 3 on the shot clock. They're going to have to hustle it up. Browne's runner is good off the window.
Syracuse got has.
Clock's at 5. Browne over Christmas knocks it down. Down to 5. Banking it in is Gary Browne for 3.
Browne. Here's Gary Browne on the attack. Gets the ball to Chuck Bryant. Chuck back to Browne. Now Browne attacks. Right-hand layup shot. Good, and a foul. What an afternoon for Gary Browne.
And the rebound pulled down by Gary Browne. Here comes the Mountaineers. Browne gets the loose ball and ties it up.
Veins, that's a big-time shot. That's one of those shots you make it, you're a hero. You miss it, you're a 0.
Oh, how about the freshman Gary?
Enough.
Tipped again into the hands of Hines. Up ahead to Browne. Goaltending. Kalichli hands off to Browne. Browne fires the 3 for the tie.
Gets his game going.
Here's Browne down low and lays it in.
Now the pace picking up a little bit. West Virginia with
10.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Somebody left Browne all alone.
Bryant and Jones. You don't mind them taking quick shots. Everyone else running clock here.
Browne gets inside and buries a short jumper.
They ran.
On-ball defense.
Browne tried to go inside, got it back. Look what I found, huh?
He's not playing well. Some of that might be driven. I was just thinking that the emergence of Andre Drummond has certainly changed his role.
South Boston, son of a gun. They love that play. Nice
Yes,
play.
they do, and they execute. Gary Browne, nice.
shooting. Georgetown 1 for 5. West Virginia 1 for 6. That makes it 2 for 7. Gives them the first lead. Browne is on the line as he hit the 2. Timeout. Uses the game. Now Browne gets loose. 3 on 2. Browne takes it all the way in and makes the basket. Guts.
Tied up with John Cowell, the official. Browne takes it down the other end and scores. And it's 13-10. Mountaineers by 3.
Looks really toned pretty well.
Browne, nice finish with the right hand. So Gary Browne now with a...
Now, they should get it to Jones.
Instead, Gary Browne knocks down the 3. Lead to 6.
Well, I told you about Browne being a guy who's unafraid to shoot threes. Missouri State, he made one right at the
faces, and you have to kind of change your style a little bit when you have so many young guys out there getting quality minutes.
Nice move that time by Gary Browne. Mountaineers will reset in half court. Backdoor feed goes. Great against Kansas State. 10-point lead. A steal by Browne. Races down and scores. Now stolen back by Chuck Bryant. On the wing. Browne for 3. Got it. Gary Browne with a...
Bryant was cut off in the corner there. Now only 6 on the shot clock. Gary Browne way up high. Rutledge sticks another one back in.
West Virginia. West Virginia breakaway, number 4. West Virginia basket, number 4. Gary Browne. Count the bucket! That's a 3-ball for West.
Down to Noreen. Noreen for Browne, cutting, and Browne missed it. Just another rebound and put back for Jones is all that means.
That call. Stepping in on that big guy and making the contact.
Gary Browne slashing to the basket. Beautiful move by freshman Gary Browne.
Figure out what to do. Shot clock down to 7. Gary Browne from the elbow. One of his best pals, Duran Scott, played together since they were in the 6th grade on the AAU circuit. And there's a 3 for Gary Browne.
But if Kevin Jones steps outside, he's got that capability. Kenny Kaji has a difficult time staying with him.
Gary Browne, another 3 for West.
He gives off to the freshman Gary Browne. Browne to the rim, hangs high off the window, and it goes. Bradley knocked it away from Gary Browne. He's been great defensively. Gets beat here, though. Browne went right past him. Soon he was out of my mouth.
Defense. Browne in the lane. Turnaround. Beautiful move by Gary Browne.
Coming out of them, feeling more comfortable in the flow of the offense.
Browne the spin move. And beautiful finish by Gary Browne. Gary Browne tries to dump inside, gets it back. Left-hander is good for Gary Browne. Perhaps a little fortunate there, but is checked in. Gary Browne off the curl and hits the 17-footer. Browne fakes 3, pulls up and goes off the glass and good.
Well, the impressive thing of
lead 50-32. Here's Gary Browne. Far left side of the floor. Keith Miles back to Browne. Backdoor cut, basket good. Left-handed layup for Browne is 50. So unless there's a foul here, West Virginia's not going to score. Browne going to take it all the way to the rack, and he does shoot and score. Did not get the message and punched. 4:45 winding here, first half. Browne crosses over, drives toward the basket, forces up a layup. He got it. Gary Browne, 2. West out of a screen. They switch. switch on him. Now you got a mismatch there. As Browne drives against Michael Grant, takes it in for a left-hand layup. Got it, 2. Gary Browne against Pearson. Browne with 3 on the clock. Gonna force a corner jumper up. He hit it for 2. Big play right there. Now they trimmed it to 4. Here's Browne. Out high with the ball. Gonna stop and pop a 3 behind the screen. Swish! Gary Browne scores his 5th point, his first career 3.
He's kept his club in the game when he's shooting, and he's back.
Another contribution.
Great ball movement, just couldn't finish at the rim.
Good look inside by Murray, and a really nice finish by.
We've heard the crowd all night not agreeing with that play right there. Terry Oglesby on the call.
Kalichla outside, wide open. Gary Browne hits a 3. And it's down to 10.
Nashville had a steam, and he lays it in. And Oklahoma State with its first lead of the day. And back the other way.
Whether it be a little floater coming off of screens or in a creative pose right there. He's done that a couple times too. Anderson's really strong game to this point.
Yeah, that's a series of events that'll have Hugs gargling Malox.
Yeah, you're down 1 after you had finished with that great 3-point play. Now all of a sudden with 18:41, you're down 1. But, you know, that's what this West Virginia team does a little bit. Once in a while, they just throw it away and create. But Browne answered very steady for them.
First field goal for Browne.
Sure was. Kalichla turned his back, didn't locate the ball. Good connection.
Browne puts it away.
70-pound differential in there.
Tapsoba hasn't played that much this year. Browne for 3, and that is the shot. Pretty much a high percentage shot for Tolbert. 4 for him. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game after West Virginia led by a dozen. West Virginia a little out of sorts on this possession. Browne drills a 3. Makes a run, gets within 4. West Virginia gets back up. And now they lead by 7 with possession.
Another turnover. 17 for Texas Tech, 18 for West Virginia.
Tech has never led in this game. A 3 hit by Gary.
Since they took the early lead, but they've been very sloppy.
If you just joined us, Kansas led it by 15 in the first half. 8 at the intermission. Now it's 7 early here in the second half. Staten is outside. Withy is out on Murray. Got a hand on the ball. Murray retrieves it. Staten kicks corner. Off the ball fake. They have pulled to within 4. And now on the steal. Run through, and it's a 2-point game.
The defensive glass and get a leak out for an easy one.
That'll get the crowd back in it just a little bit.
And how about Villanova parlaying it to wins over Louisville and Syracuse?
How about that? Oh, Kalichla, nice look inside to Browne.
Step gives up his dribble. Davis has given Purdue a lift in the second half. And a steal by Browne. Now it's a race to the rim. Browne takes it at Davis. Left hand, Browne.
At the barn tomorrow night. Here's Rutledge in the post. Faces up. And that teardropper comes up short. Offensive rebound. Browne puts it back up and in.
Find that rhythm on the offensive end. So Miles needs to put some pressure on him and attack the rim and make him guard him.
2 fouls on Angel Rodriguez.
And that's really big for K-State because, as I mentioned, they run more efficiently with him on the court. Martavius Irvin, more of a defensive player, doesn't really have that offensive feel.
Three launched, knocked down. West Virginia in the home white with the first possession of the second half. Shot attempt
from in tight, missed by Gary Browne, and then third opportunity. Yes, 15. Magruder has 17. Those are the two in double digits in scoring for K-State. Knocked down.
From the corner, it's McClellan. In and out. Now the tempo picks up. Gary Browne attacks the rim. Jump stop and a bank over the top of.
So, extremely athletic, but raw.
eBay back out. Ridley back on.
Nice closeout defensively by Texas. DeMarcus Holland's leak really deteriorated the perimeter of West Virginia.
Shot clock down to 7. Hines gives it up to Browne. Shot clock at 4. Browne drives, hangs, and hits. A steal by Gary Browne. Cruises in, plus the foul.
Starting 5, with the exception of Browne and for Hines. And there's Henderson with a three-pointer. It's no good. Browne gets the rebound back. Gary Browne to the basket.
I just like the energy Gary Browne brings off the bench. You know, we've seen him come. Walden tried to drive, and that took him right into Henderson.
And it's Kalichla in deep. Spins to the left hand, no good. And there's Browne again, and he will get the basket and the foul.
How many?
And here West Virginia leading Eastern Kentucky 16-10. So about 11.5 minutes left here in the first half in Eastern Kentucky.
Back in a zone now.
Switch to his zone defense.
It looks like a 1-2-2, but it's actually a 2-3 zone. They switch out of it. Boy, tell you what, that probably. Mike Jones has done a nice job of mixing defenses. The full court man-to-man, we saw a lot of 2-2-1 in the first half. We've seen zone. They're now doubling down inside, so he's mixing things up, trying to keep West Virginia off balance.
15 on the shot clock. Jabari Hines being guarded by Owens and gets a nice pass inside to Gary Browne. 1 point lead. 9th different lead change in this game. Davis loses the handle. Kalichla up quickly ahead to Browne, sprinting forward and beating Anderson down the floor.
Rebounds now. Mountaineers in control of the game right now. Radford struggling on the offensive end. West Virginia needs some good trips down offensively.
And they have really spread them out here.
Spread the floor, letting Staten go.
Staten will kick to Browne in the wing. Browne right to the basket and lays it up and in.
West Virginia, as Oakland's beating them on the offensive boards, they're beating to loose balls and the 50-50 balls. Exactly what Bob Huggins was talking about in his rants and raves this week.
Now West Virginia got off to a good start, then went 3 minutes without a field goal, darting inside and up and in for 2. Gary Browne.
More like West Virginia basketball.
Bader, 2-pointer on the way. That won't drop. Rebound tipped, and here come the Mountaineers. Up ahead of the crowd, the layup, and what a tough angle. West Virginia 3 minutes plus without a field goal. So a bad time to go cold for the Mountaineers. Staten left it behind, picked up by Browne. Shot clock's at 2. He's got to get it in the air. On the drive, got it up, and he hit it right in front of the buzzer.
Have better harmony, for want of a better description. Enjoy playing with one another. They compete. And he's just done a great job no matter where he's been.
Always more harmony when the ball's going to the basket more frequently, right?
And when you share it and people feel part of it. And the work effort is contagious and consistent. This is the end. I think they've gotten a lot better defensively.
Browne for Duquesne. Duquesne 1 for 8 so far from the floor. That was the one. Now West Virginia off the inbounds. See the field goal shooting so far. We just mentioned Duquesne. And West Virginia with 3 made field goals so far. Offensive rebounds. Duquesne has the advantage, and that's a big number for them if they're going to have success tonight. Noreen checks into the ball game for the first time. What a game he had against Virginia Tech. And a 3 from the outside for.
It's a good shot that time. Good dribble penetration and good kick. That's one you got to knock out.
Staten, who has played 2 games against Duquesne in his career as a member of the Dayton Flyers, 2 with Coulter and Jones. The kick out for 3 for Jones, no good. And Noreen with the rebound. Nice outlet pass. West Virginia in transition. Tell you what,
he has 18, and he's putting on a pretty good display, showing why he is second in the country in scoring.
So you mentioned a while ago, John, but right now, since they were down by 10, Virginia Tech has picked up 15 points on West Virginia. It's been all them after going down by 10.
Gary Browne able to hit it.
Nice defensive play on the other end. Kalichla hasn't been challenged much. They've been getting, West Virginia's done a good job getting him the ball in the block. That time, help off the ball. Good defensive help off the ball led to that transition bucket.
No place for Browne to go.
They want to establish.
Well, Perrion wanted a double dribble. Didn't get the call. Browne inside, flips it up and in.
Last possession, you can see that DeAndre Kane was almost inviting Staten to take the perimeter jumper.
Staten all alone.
So you can get that press set.
We're just told that Dominic Rutledge left the game early exit with his sprained ankle. He is expected back into the lineup. Henderson kicks in the corner. And now West Virginia will reset offensively. Again, already without Matt Humphrey, an ailing shoulder. The numbers thinning a little bit for West Virginia. That's going to be an issue, has been an issue, trying to get all these new faces, 3 transfers, 2 freshmen into a very deep rotation for Bob Huggins. Hesitation shot good by Gary Browne.
Glasgow just now, he just made a talented move.
Nice backdoor cut to Browne and a strong finish.
It's going to the other end. This pressure is really bothering VMI.
Gary Browne comes up with it, and Browne will finish.
They need a timeout. VMI needs a time.
Murray in the high post, skips to Staten, doesn't want it. Henderson does. 3-pointer on the way. Off the mark. Gary Browne battling, gets the rebound. In among the big guys, you mentioned he's fierce.
Knows how to get a shot.
But despite the field goal percentage disparity, West Virginia with a hoop and a stop, an opportunity to get this pretty close at the break. Browne launches and buries a 3.
And here's Brooks on the leak out. Blocked by Murray. Years he has built a program down in Davidson.
In those 24 years, 8 times a Southern Conference Coach of the Year. So you got a feeling he knows what he's doing. He's on his own right now, Davidson has. Again, maybe trying to cut down on the penetration, force the jumper from West Virginia. And that should be a buoy to West Virginia's confidence. As long as they remain under double digits, they should be confident and feel like they can come back with 13 minutes left.
Huggins with a number of reserves on the floor, save for Staten. Browne with the drive.
Under the board.
Murray and Sheriff Poets are banging underneath.
Right now, Davidson's swinging for the fences on offense. Yeah, Kalich's not a ball handler out there.
Browne for 3 points. That's a 45-17 West Virginia lead.
Again, back door.
It's been solid all the way around from the top down for the West Virginia Mountaineers.
You see the field goal percentage for Maris, 29%. Can't get the offensive rebounds in.
3-pointer straight on is way off from Henderson. Browne got the long rebound though. Kalichla trying to post up. Browne on the drive. Nice spin. And he banks it in.
Basket by Browne.
Browne, a 3-point
They have. Sometimes it's not as hard to beat a team 3 times as people say.
Yeah. Scoreboard showed Wiggins with 3. In fact, Wiggins actually has 4 personal fouls. That last reach-in costly for Kansas comeback chances, and here comes Andrew Wiggins to sub in at the next opportunity for the Jayhawks.
Well, it's now or never. You can't sit a guy at this point, and Bill Self wanted to give him a little bit of air, a little clear his head, make sure he understands the situation, but back in, and they need to go to him, isolate on the wing.
Staten off the screen to the corner for Adrian. 7 to shoot. Off the screen from Noreen. Here's Staten, kicks to the corner. Browne 3.
He's got a great body. He's going to continue to improve his game. Watkins is a nice freshman for West Virginia as well. And they've got another big sitting out that some people think are better than both of those guys. Elijah Macon is 6'9", 250-pound prop.
3 goes down for Browne. Bonner almost turned it over. Staten the crossover, pull-up jumper. Tipped up and in by Gary Browne. Penetrates. That's a long 2 for Clark. No good.
Clark never had his feet under him on that one.
2-on-1. Staten to Browne in the reverse finish.
Rushed.
Big 12 minutes play. That was a long 3 for Harris. Offensive board. Williams battling. Throws it up. No. Rebound brought down by Adrian. And Browne hits the 3. Freshman point guard Woodard has it poked away. Browne the steal, and he'll lay it in.
Gary Brown's been nice tonight.
Virginia had some games early on in the year, non-conference against big schools, that they weren't able to close out that would have really enhanced that resume.
By the way, TCU 0 for 4 here in the second half. Boy, Debo lost the handle, but was able to get it back, and now Staten will reset the offense. So 0 for 4 from the floor for TCU in the second half. It has not been crisp offensive basketball. Staten with 10 on the shot clock. Will look to hit a field goal here for the Mountaineers. Pulls up from the elbow into Gary Browne. Step back from the corner, and it's good for Gary Browne.
When the Cyclones are 15th in the country, 9-5 in the Big 12, looking for a 10-win season in conference play.
It's a very big offensive possession, momentum-wise, for West Virginia.
Gary Browne. That quiets the crowd.
With illness. So the start today went to Nathan Adrian. Staten looking to create. Guarded by Cherry, going baseline, kicks it out. Harris between the legs dribble, nearly losing it.
One thing you're going to see more with West Virginia than you do with Baylor is more isolation type offense. Aaron Harris can take it off the bounce. You see Gary Browne attacking the rim as well.
Browne. 7-7.
You know, West Virginia was a team that, you know, they kind of peaked later in Big 12 conference season. Baylor peaked early in the season in pre-conference.
He's doing a good job of picking his spots this half. Isaiah.
Browne pull-up jumper and hand down, man down. That was not good defense and a challenge that time. Gary Browne with a jump shot over Isaiah.
Up Edgem. It's Kane in the corner on the drive. Into the body of Watkins, who tipped it alive to Browne. Mountaineers running. It's Staten on the push. Iowa State gets back. Browne has space with the floater. Edgerman, Browne recovers. It's tipped again. Henderson grabs it. Tipped in by Browne.
Andrew Wiggins. Guess who guarded him in the first game in here? Andrew Wiggins. Did a good job on him. He sure did. Doing a great job right now on Harris.
Browne fires and knocks it down.
It's a good job of attacking the basket, and it allows for the offensive rebound and putback.
Heald has 12 here in the second half. The reason that Oklahoma has gotten back in this one. Staten, the outside for Adrian. Adrian is 6'9", but he plays on the perimeter. Browne going right in and scoring.
Boy, look at minutes because of that. But he's, I mean, think where they would be if he has not been able to be on the floor as much as he has this afternoon.
They're having to manage other minutes, though, and a lot of that is because of Staten. How many K-State guys has he gotten into foul trouble in this contest? Harris has yet to attempt a field goal in the second half. Shot clock is down to 6. And at the rim, Browne.
Much size as Bob Huggins' teams of the past.
And also a little bit of lack of depth. Only 9 scholarship players are suited up for the Mountaineers this season. As
Kadir gives Tubby Smith a few minutes off the bench. And Browne up and under. That's how you avoid the block shot.
Up for that mid-range jumper. The problem with that is he can knock down those two.
Gary Browne the steal and the layup.
Offensive rhythm, and the ball is just really stagnating in the player's hands.
They've only taken 5 three-pointers in this game and hit 2 of those. Browne, little floater in the paint. Their first field goal in all. Kind of a role reversal there as Gibson gets it to Foster.
Well, that's one of the things they thought they could exploit on West Virginia yesterday in practice. West Virginia tends to overplay, particularly up high. When that happens, you just take your man back door, and you should get an easy layup, just like that last play.
Browne drives
in the league in three-point shooting percentage allowed. This year, not great, but that's OSU's first three-point make of the game.
And they've done a good job when Oklahoma State has been in the half court of forcing them to take jumpers. You know, it's been transition offense that has been the most successful for Oklahoma State.
Okay, here's a Garden version. We saw West Virginia work on it today, and Gary Browne.
Pictures on the scoreboard, just numbers.
4-point edge here for West Virginia. Less than 10 to go here at Lubbock. Here's Browne again.
He had 2 steals and he forced 2 more turnovers. That's 4 steals immediately.
Lead is 34. Backdoor cut once again stolen away. Henderson pushes ahead to Gary Browne, and he'll get the wide open layup. Last 2, but Marshall in Tom Herrien's first season as head coach pulling the upset over the 21st ranked Mountaineers by 4 points. Now back to live action with Marshall up 4. Aaron Harris still on the bench. Larry Henderson thought about it. Goes back to Gary Browne. Under 20 in the shot clock, so plenty of time for the Mountaineers.
Marshall playing really good heads-up man-to-man defense.
Gary Browne, the three-pointer. Off of the right hand, gets in the middle. Left-hand shot, and Watkins the rebound. Staten looking to push. He'll go to Gary Browne. Fake, and is able to convert. Now come in as juniors. You mentioned, Frank, that Tom Herrien will have him for 3 years.
Well, you looked at him, Taylor, and Canty, and picture those guys 2 and 3 years down the road. You can see why Tom Herrien's excited about the future.
Lead back up to 4. Marine gives off to Browne. Gary Browne's three-pointer is good. Gary Browne's. We'll go to Harris again. Aaron Harris will try the three-pointer. No good. And Henderson skies for the rebound. Keeps it alive for the Mountaineers. Fresh shot clock.
That was a big-time offensive rebound.
Oh, it sure was. Browne pulls up in the lane and hits. The lead is 5 for West Virginia.
The man-to-man by Marshall, and Staten has been so good against the man-to-man.
Off to Watkins. Watkins back to Browne. The pump fake. They time the shot clock. Gary Browne will hit.
He passed up an open look last time. Got the block there. And back come the Mountaineers. A 3-on-2. Staten, Browne got it. That Brand Jordan game last year. He was as dedicated and motivated a player as you're ever going to see.
I agree 100%. And our freshman focus has been dialed in so far. The other flex cut by West Virginia on Parker and Randall and Gordon and Wiggins.
And Browne gets to, they've got Gonzaga next. Then Marshall, which is a regional heated rivalry. Williams couldn't get it to go, and Purdue after that.
You can make an argument that Gonzaga right now in terms of offensive efficiency. I know the numbers are going to offense out here around the timeline. Frank Hayes probably talked about that last time out. They got it off of there and got 2 points.
Nice step through move and layup by Browne, and that's Wes Clark with a free throw. Makes it 79-69. Browne with the launch, long two. Gets it to fall.
Side gets it outside. Jackson gets rotation. Missed the shot. Running out. Browne against Jackson. Dropped it back to Adrian, and the hustle of Gosser broke up the break.
Both teams now perimeter. Last 3 shots have been behind the arc.
Here to make this all happen. 4 games in 2 days from the Riviera Maya. 54-46 after the 2 shots good for Jackson from the free throw line. Jackson now 4 of 4 from the stripe, getting good work done there. Free throw percentage at 1,000 tonight for Wisconsin. 10 of 10. Make it 100. But if it's percentage, it's 100, not 1,000.
It's important that West Virginia keeps their poise. You see him fighting for the ball. There you go. Guys, bodies all over the court. What a finish.
A neutral game yet this year, though. 5 home games in Old Dominion here for the first time outside of their own gym, the Ted Constant Convocation Center in Norfolk. They are getting...
He's teaching all the time. And they're up 21 points. And he's still talking about defense.
Baco 2 of 3 from the line now, 20 points a game high.
Up against Noreen, shot no good, and Noreen grabs the rebound. Jawan State, what an impressive young man he is. Browne fakes the shot, gives to Noreen, who can't get the handle on it. Now Debo at the top of the paint will give it up to Henderson. 5 minutes left, first half. Here's Browne going to try the 3, and he's got it for Will Adams, whose high school team went 133-18 in his 4 years in Johnson City, Tennessee. He contributes here at the Coliseum with a long 3-pointer. Gary Browne with the whistle and 1.
No good. Jelani Hewitt can't find the range. Gary Browne thought about the 3. His shooting, as we mentioned, much improved this year early on. He'll try another 3-pointer. And this one is good.
Game with fresh troops. The team on the floor is gassed right now. You can see them walking up the court. Watkins, Henderson, Debo, all sucking wind right now.
Gary Browne will try the 3-pointer. It is for help. And Doyle will try the 3. No good. Boy, the rim is like it's had a lid on it for Georgia Southern. Now here's Browne wide open. Nice feet up and in. Nice move by Jelani Hewitt. Lead is 38. Wow. 1 point, a 40-point lead for the Mountaineers. Henderson, the crossover, lost the handle. Back out to Browne. Under 11 minutes remaining here. Browne will try the 3-pointer.
Gary Browne and Staten in the game, both of them can handle. It's almost dual point guard. That's Browne shooting.
And that's what he does.
Rhetorical, we kind of already have.
Yes, but there's great ball pressure right there by Staten, and he did not have to reach in.
Browne uses the ball fake, and for 2, that'll count.
Growing pains last year. Bob Huggins only the 3rd time he's had a losing season in his career.
Browne and 1. Gary. Where do they get their offense? Where do the Mountaineers go for offense?
That guy right there, Harris, has got to be an all-Big 12 type player. They don't seem to be running a lot of things for him. They relied a little on the three-point shot. Gary Browne, since team, has handled it. They've spaced the floor, they've passed it, they've gotten good looks.
Browne trying to answer it.
In the nation in his freshman year, Dayton came in and transferred. I think a lot of expectations on Staten. I don't think he was particularly happy with his year, Warren, but coming out strong in this first game.
Williams. Gary Browne tried to flop, and Des Wells so under control despite the fact he's so explosive.
Browne goes cross court. Williams searching for the body of Dodd. On a kick. Browne open low. Turns it a three.
So that's 11 turnovers now for Maryland, 6 for West Virginia. Out front, Holton. One-on-one with Williams. Open look. Browne. Book it, a three. Situation. Open look for Pack. No good. Browne the rebound. West Virginia breaks out. Browne open look at a three. He's got it. Maryland playing without Mello Trimble, a head injury. Step in by Browne. Browne going to the hole. Lays it in with the left hand. 20 turn. Which slows down your ability to get the ball out of that net. And it's very rare that nets hang anymore. So that's where you can go next level. That's a long net. You picked up on that. Browne a three. Whether the net's long.
To try to prepare for this West Virginia press and the swarming defense that they're going to see from the Mountaineers.
So far, that preparation has not paid off. The lead pass to Gary Browne for the transition layup.
Staten? No. Offensive rebound by Browne.
And Staten wisely going to put Oklahoma State back on defense. Doesn't rush it right here. Now remember, Monday night in their win against Kansas and Morgantown, West Virginia, 22 offensive rebounds.
Browne from outside the arc drains the
mistake.
10-point lead for West Virginia. Staten back in the game after a brief rest and looking to take charge from outside. Another one for Staten drives. Defended well. Back outside, 5 to go on the shot clock, and burying the three is
West Virginia controls the opening tap, and they'll come to the attack, friend.
Yep, man-to-man by Kansas almost always. West Virginia needs really good ball movement tonight.
Williams had a big game in that win over the Jayhawks last season. This is Browne, that from Puerto Rico, kicking into the corner. Takes the game's first shot and nails it.
First field goal today. McKay slips behind the defense. Nice block by Devin Williams.
Good timing by the big fella. And McKay, that's what he does well. He really gets out and runs, puts pressure on you.
Now Staten penetrates, kicks it out to Browne. He'll dial up a three. Wow. And this is
so they 50% coming in.
Two-time junior college All-American now has 6 points for the Clones. Williams thought about the three. Shot clock goes under 10. Staten throws it out. Browne hits the three. Billy D. Williams missed the shot. Browne hits the jumper just ahead of the horn, and that will count. And brings the inborn transfer from Maine.
Well, Kansas State turned the ball over 25 times when these teams met in Manhattan, but today they've learned their lessons. They have the floor spread. They're getting it in before West Virginia can set up.
Get Buddy Hield. Gary Browne right back the other way. A track meet in Norman. Woodard lost the handle. But here's Browne. Can he do it again? He's going to try. Browne, another layup.
trying to get open. Woodard just shadowing him.
West Virginia's going to make a run and get this game into single digits and make it competitive.
Browne along the baseline. Nice shot from Gary.
Player throughout his career for the Sooners.
Browne open three. That one goes down for Gary.
Have always been conditioned to go the offensive glass, so that is nothing new to the Mountaineers.
Gary Browne hits a three.
Shots, and now they enter their third 4-minute essential game before the next media timeout.
Tech staying in the zones. It's been good to them the last handful of possessions.
Browne's already hit a three.
Play the Jayhawks yet. You know, when the conference race started, I felt like Texas and Iowa State over the 18 games were the two most equipped.
Away with the ball. K-State's been stuck on 7 for a while. Passing on the perimeter, not much real half-court offense. Carter, Browne wide open. Three is good this time. And what did Williams have? 15 rebounds after the break. Adrian wide open. I thought he rushed it, but a good follow from Gary Browne. Nobody was there.
Browne on the inbounds play.
First pass, step the three. That's a very tough shot. Ridley had a hand on it, but the Mountaineers come away with the ball.
Danger zone for West Virginia right now is, yes, they press. Yes, they can get back into this game, but they've got to make some shots, not only to cut into this lead, but set up their pressure.
Browne, good shot fake. He got himself open and knocks down a big three. Yancey was the inbound passer. He comes out of the game. Mountaineers, not a great place to get the ball in. Macon did a nice job to find Browne, who banks it home.
Sure did. Really get an assist for that. But the job that DeMarcus Holland does goes so overlooked sometimes by people. Great ball movement that time.
Browne dribbled it off his foot, saved it from going into the backcourt. Up top, a little shot fake. Billy D. Williams, who is in the game for West Virginia. He did not play many minutes for the Mountaineers. Browne, that one goes down, and then a collision. And Maker down the lane. Taylor, Holmes, blocked from behind. Kept alive.
Gary Browne. eBay wanted to jump, but Gary Browne had him by the shorts.
Yeah, he grabbed him, and then Browne on the other end lays it in.
Barry Melrose, Michael Wilbon, and it starts Monday at 8:30 Eastern Time. You can watch that national championship game in a million different ways. I think Aaron Boone's going to be participating in that as well, on the baseball side. Shot clock at 5. Browne going to work, hanging. And wires it home. Garrett flips it up and in on the baseline.
Really nice. When you're a guy that plays the point like that, you got to have that floater game so you don't pick up charges. And one other thing, John, West Virginia has 11 more shots than Iowa State, and they're averaging plus 19 on the season. And that's because of those offensive rebounds and turnovers.
Gary buries a three.
And they are definitely more defensive minded than they have been in the last couple years.
We talked to Coach Huggins today at practice. He's playing 10 guys. And we said, is that something that you're going to... This is the short shot. Woo! Look at Staten go on the flash. And then the follow by Browne.
That's saying a lot. So it's you have him running the show, you're going to get a good look every possession.
Right now it's Gary Browne running the show. By the way, Devin Williams is on the bench now with 2 fouls. Browne did a good job in absence of Jawan Staten on Saturday against TCU. And a good move there.
From West Virginia. They've taken Tech out of everything they want to do right now in the half-court set.
Browne left wide open in transition. On as Carter clears the glass. Trying to get that ball inside to Williams. Trapped in the corner, almost throws it away. Good ball fake, Browne.
Parrish with a catch and shoot.
54-50 down to a 4-point game. 8:43 to go. Gary Browne gets a nice screen around Abram for the lay and good. (56-54). Clear it out for Browne to lay it in.
Well, West Virginia wants to take their time with it.
Kenrich Williams set to get back into the Horned Frog lineup. 6:13 to play. It's an 8-point lead right now for the Mountaineers. Gary Browne matched up on Brandon Parrish to the free throw line, backs up, shoots and scores.
Crowd starts to get into it now. Look at West Virginia spread the floor down there. Trying to let Browne go to work like he did a moment ago.
They like the matchup, and I don't blame them. Browne on Brandon Parrish. Takes him on the dribble, flips with a left hand, scores, and is fouled.
Parrish has been putting on a clinic here in the second half.
Misses that free throw, and again, an offensive rebound for West Virginia. That's Jonathan Holden who grabs it there.
Well, Trent Johnson has got to be frustrated. Frogs cannot get a defensive rebound, it seems, here in the second half.
7-point West Virginia lead. 68-61 with 3:27 to go. Browne again. That time it was Ziegler matched up on him, and he scores anyway.
Good. Rebound, Pierce. That doesn't go.
It's a good shot by Pibbs, shooting 51% from three. Could have used that one.
Wide open Browne. Knocks it down.
Tag.
Oh, the steal. Again. Out of control. Hill picks it up and turns it over.
Yeah, got up in the air, didn't know what to do, and West Virginia just seized that opportunity.
Browne wide open. He gets it.
12, so two powerhouse conference basketball leagues. And, you know, I think Buzz and Hugs have played so much against.
Stockton trying to split the double team, runs into trouble. Here's Gary Browne hurtling back the other way and lays it in. Just a relentless defense. Very difficult shot. Holden the great D, rebound to Williams.
Really nothing at all for Wofford that time. Just a one-on-one play.
There's Gary Browne off the feet from State.
Oh my. You can see that coming.
Wow.
He gobbled that up.
Emphatically denying Brooks. And Gary Browne on the other end of three.
Staten looking for some space. Browne back into the game with the basketball, off to Williams. Browne.
Copy pass. Also, Campbell's got to come back to that.
And batted around. Staten got it back. They'll reset the offense. Elijah Macon trying to go to work on Cambola. On the shot clock, plenty of time. Now Staten has Cambola on the switch. Extra kick, Gary Browne in the corner. Oh, good passing, unselfish. Bolton battling for position. Miles tried to get it to him, but Johnson able to steal. Now the run out is picked back off by Browne. So gives it away, takes it back, pulls up, and ties the game.
with some pressure. You wonder how much they would be putting some pressure on if Staten was in the game. Now, it's just token pressure, so it's not like it's full court heat.
But West Virginia's calling on Gary Browne to provide that leadership from the guard standpoint.
The one thing you do when you show that token pressure, there's only 25 seconds left in the shot clock when they got it into the half court, so not as much time to run the offense. Here's Browne for the three, and Gary.
Did he at least extend the invite to you for tomorrow?
No, he didn't.
We'll let him hear about that after the game. I'll be sure to mention it. I'll be your agent.
No, Hugs does cook good fish. I will give him that. He can do some fish.
30-point Mountaineer lead. Miles Jr. gives it up to Gary Browne. Browne with the long two and a.
He stuck out 7 points, 1 for 5 from the free throw lineup. Gary Browne, the favorite son from San Juan. Picked off. And Gary Browne converts the turnover into points.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. The lack of a three-points marksman, something that they've had for 4 years with Niels Giffey.
We're in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and one of Puerto Rico's own.
Up big, late, and you want to be a great team. Great teams close these games out in style, and so it's incumbent upon West Virginia to really stay focused here and continue to get after it defensively, because they're trying to do some things in the Big 12. And for George Mason, again, I credit these kids. They continue to battle, and they're just overmatched right now. And I think part of that is being without their big forward, Eric Copes.
Yeah, you're right. And coming out of that last timeout, George Mason had made 9.
West Virginia trying to ramp up the D and gets a turnover.
Gary Browne left-handed layup in the lead down. Back the other way. Here's James, and James missed the layup. Now Staten will push. Gary Browne wants three, and it's good for Gary